Hello and welcome to another review. Today I'll be talking about Ori and the Will of the Wisps. As always, I'll keep spoilers to a minimum while telling you as much as I can about my experience. I'll be completely honest with you, I didn't like it. Now, hold on, before you impale me with your pitchforks, hear me out first. Let me start by making it clear that this is just my opinion about my experience and that your results may vary. I realize that a lot of people love this game, and with good reason. There are a lot of good things about it. Let's start there. The gameplay takes it up a notch from where Ori and the Blind Forest left off, in particular with a much larger focus on combat, and the combat feels pretty darn good for the most part. Ori's many abilities let you dance around swarms of enemies in a way that is satisfying. There are a huge amount of upgrades and customizability, and dare I say, the game lets you choose your own build, which makes it feel like an RPG. We also get plenty of boss fights that are engaging, challenging, and feel rewarding. I think they were the part of the game that I enjoyed the most. They also look amazing, and like the rest of the game, the quality of the artwork and presentation are through the roof. There are also combat shrines to be found, which lets you fight little gauntlets of enemies, and I thought these were great. They give you a chance to really sink your teeth into the combat system and become proficient. Along with a focus on combat, the game has a very forgiving way of handling deaths. When you die, you respawn very close to where you left off, so it's not a long trip to make it back and try again. This gave me flashbacks to Celeste, but with a less extreme level of difficulty. Okay, so there are some improvements in Will of the Wisps coming from Blind Forest, but what about what I said earlier, about not liking it? Well, let's get it out in the open. Will of the Wisps, despite having a pretty simple story, still feels like it tries to be story heavy. The opening cutscene is over 10 minutes long. On top of that, around the world there are lots of little cutscenes and NPC interactions. Sometimes you'll get into unskippable dialogue with a character, and then walk a short distance into even more unskippable dialogue with another character. Some of these interactions could have easily been combined into one event where both characters are present. By the time I got to the middle of the game, this started to become quite annoying with how frequently it happened. For a game that feels great to play, it really seems to love taking control away from the player. The next problem I had was that it's easy to get lost. Oftentimes, main objectives are way across the map with no obvious way to get there, which is fine for encouraging exploration, but it happens a lot, and while quests are marked on your map, it's usually not clear how to get to them. You can see the objective and head in that general direction, but still not be able to find it. I spent a lot of time running around, wondering where to go, even getting to a later area only to find I was not allowed to enter it yet. I know that exploration is kind of the point in a Metroidvania, but to me it felt tedious here. I dreaded having to go make long treks between teleportation points to check if I had missed something, especially when the areas between those points could involve tricky platforming that would kill me and make me try it multiple times. I said earlier that the death system is forgiving, and yet, doing the same thing over and over feels like a special kind of torture. Is it a skill issue on my part? Maybe, but I would be surprised to hear I'm the only one that experienced this. I also mentioned that there are a large amount of upgrades and customizability, but there are maybe too many options. There are already a lot of regular moves to learn, along with dozens of spirit shards you can equip as modifiers, and special attacks and abilities that you can swap out. It can be difficult to remember all your equipment and moves because there's like 30 plus different icons in the menu, and at least for spirit shards, there's no quick indication of what you have equipped. It may be an aesthetic choice to not show status icons, but for how many there are, it made me take a set it and forget it mindset. It was also tricky to develop any sort of muscle memory because you often have to swap out of your preferred abilities for something else to traverse one small area. No, it doesn't take long to do it, but that's kind of my point, and what I think the biggest problem with this game is, for me. For how good the gameplay is, the game seems to want to take you out of it. It's constantly taking control away from the character with NPC dialogue, having to check the map, and spending time in the pause menu fiddling with things. Ori and the Blind Forest had some of these, but to a far lesser extent. I loved Blind Forest, and when I finished it, I had that empty feeling of, what do I do with my life now that I've completed this game? But with Will of the Wisps, I would start off optimistic, and find my mood was quickly ruined by a few small but nagging issues that just kept happening. Again, maybe it's a me problem. I looked at some reviews and Reddit threads, and other people seem to love this game. Many even prefer it to Blind Forest, and there is a lot to love here, but I do feel kind of alone in not having enjoyed it, and honestly that sucks because I was really looking forward to it. I knew I wanted to buy a Will of the Wisps before I had even finished Blind Forest. It looks just as good, if not better. It's packed with new features and content, but for me it just doesn't deliver on the high expectations I had set for it. So hopefully if you enjoyed this game, you won't hate me for telling you how I really feel about it. The problems I found might not even be noticed by other players. I'm really curious to hear what you think, especially if you played both Blind Forest and Will of the Wisps. Let me know what you liked and disliked in the comments. By the way, to those of you still watching, I had set the goal of posting a review video every week. Unfortunately, I'm not sure that I'll be able to keep it up. Real life has been busy and crazy, and I just don't have as much time to commit, but I am still set on playing all the games in my backlog and making videos about them for you guys. It just won't be as frequently as I had hoped. I really appreciate my subscribers who have been helping the channel grow and tuning into my live streams. That's been giving me motivation and making it all worth it, so thank you for that. Till next time, thanks for watching.